So yesterday, the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency released its comprehensive 1,000-page report on Lance Armstrong and the doping charges they had against him. And for all intents and purposes, this report kind of ends the Lance Armstrong saga as we know it. It was a damning report. The most damning part was that he had 11 of his former teammates testify against him, and in particular George Hincapie, who had been sort of his most loyal and trusted teammate, was one of the guys who testified against him. So by all rights and means, there should be no more discussion about Lance Armstrong, at least as a cyclist. He no longer is the owner of 7 Tour de France titles. He's been banned from everything else. The complicating part of this, of course, is that Lance Armstrong, his legacy will live on. And in fact, I think there's a very strong argument to be made that the good part of what Lance Armstrong has done in his life will always outweigh the bad. He's now been strung up. He's now been caught, as much as Ben Johnson was caught, as much as Barry Bonds was caught. But what he's done with his cancer organization, Livestrong, and the good that he's done with that will always outweigh that bad. With that organization alone, he's raised almost $500 million for cancer research and funding. And I think, almost more poignantly, if you walk around and you see people with those little yellow wristbands on, you realize how much that means to people who are fighting cancer, and how much hope it gives them to have an organization like Lance Armstrong's Livestrong. So this will always be the sort of the paradox of Lance Armstrong. He will always be the saint, and he'll always be the sinner. I think it was F. Scott Fitzgerald who, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he basically said the test of first-rate intelligence is the ability to hold 2 opposing thoughts in your head and still sort of function. And I think in that way, Lance Armstrong will always be a test of our intelligence.